you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Phony Beatlemania has bitten the dust. London calling, so we ain't got no swing except for the ring of the truncheon thing. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in, engines stop running, the wheat is grumbling, a nuclear error, but I have no fear, 'cause London is running. I live by the river. London calling from the imitation zone. Forget it, brother, you can go it alone. London calling to the zombies of death. Quit holding out and draw another breath. London calling, and I don't wanna shout, but while we were talking, I saw you nodding out. London calling, so we ain't got no hide except for the warm with the yellowy eye. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in, engines stop running, the wheat is grumbling, a nuclear error, but I have no fear, 'cause London is drowning. I live by the river. The ice age is coming, the sun's zooming in, meltdown expected, the wheat is grumbling, a nuclear error, but I have no fear, 'cause London is drowning, and I live by the river. London calling, yeah, I was there too. And you know what they said? Well, some of it was true. London calling, the top of the dial. And after all this, won't you give me a smile? London calling, London calling, London calling, London calling, London calling. London calling, London calling, London calling.
All right, we are here on Jungle 77.3. Once again, we're going to be with Sabrina Fallah in another interview. We're going to try having some fun as we usually do. So welcome, Sabrina. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me back. I'm excited for this.
Let's start off by saying that your albums are a big hit on the station. Request to come to Quarterman. And the top song right now is probably Paradise Time to Replace.
Oh,
So,
great.
so the mental illness is really being noticed in the music industry and in the radio industry.
Yes, it's something that a lot of people are talking about, because now in this world a lot of people are dealing with it. So I'm happy that the song that I co-wrote is helping people when they're listening to it through the message in the song. So yeah.
Yeah, and as I was saying the other night, Metallica did perform your Paradise song, I do believe. But they did Kiss is a Killer live in a concert. And people were actually looking how to get your information because he didn't have any of that. So he just said, Kids of the Killer is somewhere on iTunes. Don't look for it now. But, like, and for Metallica to do that, like James Hetfield, when you see him in DVDs and concerts, honestly, you get the wrong impression of him. Because he comes off as a prick. But off stage, he's the most nicest guy you can meet.
Yes, a lot of, actually, people don't really know the artist because they're performing on stage. You have to meet them to know them really. Because on stage, I'm a different person on stage. Off stage, I'm very shy but approachable. But on stage, I do what I love, and I'm very confident. So I'm the opposite.
Yeah, and the way music is nowadays, I notice that a lot of artists aren't even using their real names anymore.
Oh.
For example, I can't say this on air because, well, I don't want to give his real name up in front of hundreds of thousands of listeners, right? But Justin Bieber is his alias name. Justin Bieber does not use his real name. You still there?
Really?
Yeah. Also, Shania Twain never used her real name.
Yes, I knew that one, yes.
Bryan Adams uses it because he says, hell, if I get famous, I want my real name out there. So he got famous, obviously, so.
Yeah, it's really amazing when somebody gets famous and it's like, oh, cool name. And then it's like, is it a real name or just a name they made? Sometimes the actual name of the artist is hard to pronounce or it's not very catchy. So they think of something catchy to use. But that's just for the marketing of the record. So that's what a lot of people do in business. They try to use a catchier name.
Like Gene Simmons' real name is Cornelius.
Really?
Yeah, that's why he's called Gene Simmons.
Wow.
No offense, Gene. No offense. But I'll do seriousness. Well, I don't need to hang on to that. Got a new different setup here. Just don't want to hang up accidentally. Oh, yeah. What labels? What are you looking for within a label?
What am I looking for within a label?
Yes.
I think I would answer the question like support, having support, being able to network and collaborate with other artists, being a family, being a team, being accepting of each other, being friendly to each other, not being in competition. Ever since I started in music, I was never trying to compete, trying to be better than other people. I tried to learn from others. Oh, if they do that, I want to try it, trying to grab things from other people. I never said I'm trying to compete, because trying to compete can make you more exhausted at doing your work than just trying to do your best. And I've learned in this industry it's better to be you and not trying to be like somebody else.
Exactly. Like, there's only one person you can be. It's who you intended to be.
Exactly.
And I like to say that it's no secret that you really stepped up at the station and helped out. You actually did a few promos for us, for your jingles.
Yes, I have.
And I want to ask you, when you listen to the Jungle or any other online station, well, maybe not the Jungle, but any online station, what really drives you towards an online station?
Okay, the music that they play. if I talk to the person that owns the station, if they're polite, I don't. It's not like when I go on the website, I'm not looking for the fanciest, most flashy taste. I'm looking for, okay, they play some good music. They promote the artist. They have artist of the week feature. I talk to the guy. He sounds being friendly and polite and respected. I'm looking for that, especially being respected. I don't want to talk to someone who thinks they're all that and thinks they're better. So
exactly,
like
and
being an independent station. I mean, talking to independent stations, they have to understand if they want to support artists, they have to be nice to get the artist.
yes, because
So,
independent world is the artist is the boss. And even though it's not much money compared to labels, to be an independent world, you do what you want when you want to do it.
exactly.
Because I know right now with a label, you're not guaranteed to do a 65-day tour all over the world. With a label, you get that kind of treatment, but you also get that kind of work. The work comes with the treatment. And traveling is a lot harder when you get into a label than independent. What do you feel about that?
I think when you're okay, if this is what you're saying, and I hope I heard it right, about traveling, I think being an independent artist or have been an independent artist, traveling was very hard because if you don't have the money to do it, you can't travel as far as you wish you could go. So you have to find places and see if you're accepted and see if you can even pay to travel there. Also, booking places is hard too. But I think if you have a label, that makes it easier.
It does.
Because they give you backing. Yes, you might have to pay them back, but they do the marketing, the promotion, the backing for you. They give you the bus. They give you the things that you need to be provided. But doing it on your own, it can be a struggle, but that's where you start until you get to a label.
That's a really good point there as well. But as I was, but as well as traveling would take it straight on you after about 2-3 months of it. Because you know the thing, there's some tours, you'll be in Los Angeles and then the next day you'll be on a plane to Africa.
I can't wait.
Bon voyage.
Honestly, I can't wait for the day then that I get so busy because I like being busy. I like being on the go. And I haven't traveled, like I've traveled with family for vacation, but I haven't traveled and toured like out of my country so much for music that I have wanted to because it's not cheap. And if you don't have a marketing team or even a team helping you with that, you can't do it all on your own. And plus, I'm a solo artist. I'm doing it all by myself. So having a label would be like so much easier for me. Finally, I get that help in the back, you know?
Yeah, without insulting other stations, I don't want to do that. But I've been snooping on your Facebook page, seeing other interviews. And
Oh, you have.
well, I saw you do a comedy radio station. I said, what the hell do they want to do with a musician? But to me,
that was what, July? Yeah.
yeah, like right after you did the special show with me.
Right.
As well as, you know, I've noticed a lot of stations to be questionable until I look at a different link. Or there's ones totally respectable I never even heard about until I saw it on your page. Like, for instance, you did one a couple days ago for the American Veterans Radio.
Yes.
And that to me is the most honorable station in the United States in my mind.
Okay.
Well, because if you look at the respected stations, if it wasn't for those veterans, we wouldn't be doing this today.
True. True.
Like, you gotta think World War One, World War Two. If that war went the other way, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
And if you were around, you wouldn't be a musician, most likely. You'd be put into a special camp to find out what you're doing for work. So, with that's a great station. But without me sounding biased towards my own, I try to bring in the independent artists, really work hard on making people see who they really are. Like, for example, last time we had an interview, you talked about Big Macs and large fries and Pepsi and McFlurries and
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen.
I just had to throw that in there.
Here's an old thing I made people laugh about. Personally, you have a Burger King, a Dairy Queen. Now we need a Taco Princess. Then you have the royal family.
That's good.
But,
And a panini.
always got time for Tim Hortons. There, I get the free commercial ad. There you go. By the way, right now, get your lattes for $1.99 this week at Tim Hortons. Anyway, cheap plug of the day. But on that note, we're going to play one of your older songs that you believe. This is off your first album. This is All or Nothing. This is actually All or Nothing.
The night is the crowd that won't back down. The whites of their eyes like a fire that won't go out. And they run with their feet on the street and under the lights where the night doesn't reach. There's a car going up to Montreal, up like a shot as the right foot falls to the floor. And the roar and the radio calls. Crank it out loud, crank it out louder. All or nothing, all or nothing, you gotta live it up loud. There's a man in the door with the stone cold
All right, we're back on. That was All or Nothing with Sabrina Fallah. And where did you hear it? On the Jungle 77.3. Why? Because we don't just monkey around anymore. And somebody
Yeah.
thinks... Anyway... Somebody said since I became the Jungle, since there's no monkeying around, I should become DJ Curious George or something. I said, that's a little copyrighted, though.
Yeah. I think it is copyrighted.
Yeah, for the last 50, 60 years. The man in the yellow hat. All or nothing. All or nothing. As I said earlier, I actually like the song. But could you actually elaborate how you came up with that song?
Oh shoot. That is such an old song. Okay,
Wow.
but I'll do my best because honestly, oh gosh.
All or nothing.
I was very young when I wrote it, and I recorded it many years later.
You were like
But
21,
I
22.
remember I wanted to do like a rock song, of course, Green Day style. And I don't know, I said I want to do like a party kind of song, and then that's the groove we got in it. And for it. That's all I can remember. I was very young.
Okay, this is a question I want to ask you. I heard grumblings that you yourself are in negotiations.
Yes, I am. I am. And you know what? I've worked so hard, and I'm happy to be where I am right now because I can probably say maybe 4 or 5 months ago I was struggling. Like, oh my God, what do I do? What am I doing wrong? Is anything ever going to happen? And all I did was pray, work harder and harder for interviews, and have faith. And then one day it just came to my hands. I couldn't believe it.
Well,
I
was that-
just felt like I worked more than I did before. This year, I really, really worked a lot more.
And maybe it's because you went directly to the right sources. I'm not saying...
Nashville. Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Metallica's old producer, Bob Rock, said it's not who's listening. Or it's not how many's listening to you or how many people hear your cries for help. It's who hears it. It's not the number.
Also is being at the right place at the right time, I see too.
Like
For some opportunities.
I guarantee, I'm not telling any independent person trying this to ever do this, but I guarantee if they bring on stage to a 60,000 sold out concert, run on stage and say, I can sing, somebody listen to me, I guarantee you there'll be one person that will give them a chance. They would just have to go find them in jail for me, man.
Yeah.
Because they'll be kicked off
Yeah.
the stage pretty quick. But, so with the negotiations, I know what you can and can't talk about. I talked to people about it before. Do you feel it's the right choice to be patient, or do you want it just to snap at it and be done with?
What do you mean about how fast I want to sign the contract?
Yeah, because you know labels take a while to do stuff. That's no
Yes.
secret.
Of course not.
So do you wish it was 1, 2, 3 done, or do you agree why you have to be patient and what's taking them so long?
I'm not a patient person, but I'm actually being patient with this because I don't want anything to go wrong. I have a good feeling that everything is going to be great, that I'm going to go with it. but I just want to get into the studio and start the project. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to start being creative. I want to get into there and rock out. But I know that there is steps, but I'm trying to be patient.
Yeah, it's always legalities and riff-raff that you have to look at. But at the end of the day, it pays off, right?
I feel it already has started to pay off.
Yes. And I feel once you get into the process, you meet good people in the industry. You meet good people like artists, management, producers. For example, before you talked about Ken Wells.
Favorite bands that influenced you to get to this point?
Okay, speaking of that, because we discussed this in your first interview you did with us, we have a question here from Mr. Billy Joe Armstrong. I just have to get to it.
Oh my God, oh my God.
There we go. He says, if it opens, no, he didn't say that part. If it opens, that could be a lawsuit if he said that. Or a divorce, one of the two, or a breakup.
Just say the question.
I'm trying to get to it.
Okay.
That's you. Yeah, I know that's you. Here it is. If you could, any song in the world, you could cover on stage or do a duet, what song would that be and how would you perform it?
What's the name by Green Day? And how would I perform it? Oh my gosh.
I guess the dog wants
to
to do too.
Because I can play it on guitar too, and that's the song. Oh my God. I don't know how I would perform it, but I really love that song on American Idiot. Plus, I love all the songs on that record, and that inspired me to become a rock singer, actually. But I think I would have, like, Billy playing the guitar, and I would be the one, like, rocking it, but I also want him to be singing it with me.
Well, obviously, he'll be singing with you. It's his song.
But we could be doing, like, harmonizing. I don't know. There's plenty of things we could be doing with that song.
Now, I wonder why he would ask a question like that.
I bet you I know. He's probably wondering what I would want to sing.
Because we kind of have a small announcement to make that Green Day is making an opening within the new year, and we can say this legally now, that Sabrina Fallah in Ontario will be doing a special January show at, what's it called now? Well, no, I don't. I know it's a college. At one of the college arenas with Green Day.
What?
You
Are you serious?
Yes, that's why he asked the question.
Wait, I'm singing with him or I'm opening for him?
You're singing with them. It's a special show in January.
Okay, I better be able to sing. Oh my God, that is awesome. Oh, and if he's listening, I love Still Breathing. Love it.
Okay, what it is, Ottawa, the city of Ottawa, and Green Day supporters have decided to partner up with the show to represent people against domestic violence.
Okay.
So what it is he says Revolution Radio will always live, but you can't have Revolution Radio if the women that you love are too battered to listen.
Right.
So the 100% of the tickets will go to the cause.
Well, that's that's nice. Yeah.
So, of course, there'll be more information coming your way over the next few weeks about that.
Oh
As
my
well.
God, I'm gonna cry after this interview.
Well,
not during. Wow, this is like whoa, like oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
of course,
Like you have like no idea what Green Day has done for me, like in my life. Like they're like my everything. Oh my gosh. All right.
and we have been in private talks about this meeting you.
Right.
I do understand that you're probably going to join us as a
DJ.
well, maybe a DJ, but at least you'll be doing
We are
segments.
in talks about that, but you wanted me to do something else before that.
Yeah, I want you to do segments.
Yes.
Like name that tune, where you would sing a tune, pick any 2 lines from it, and people would have to guess.
Oh yes. I love to sing.
Obviously.
I can, of course. Yeah, and yeah, of course.
You know, every time I've been phoning you for set up an interview, you start singing and I start singing on the phone. We.
Yeah, but this is an interview. Oh don't make me start doing that song. And that's not a rock song, so I won't be rasping. But oh my God, don't get me started. That is the side of me I don't want people to hear. Even though I did post it on Snapchat.
Hold the secret out
I
now.
put it on Snapchat. Yeah, I'm singing that song on Snapchat. I know. I'm just like in my childhood mood.
Okay, so in this segment, we're going to do what's called name association. And what that is I'll name a band or artist, and you tell them, 1, how you feel about them, but 2, how they changed the industry of music.
Oh God. Okay. I gotta be nice.
Well, we are uncensored, so don't worry.
No, I mean like I might have to think a bit while I'm answering the question. So yeah.
Okay, first name, John Lennon.
Oh my gosh. He's amazing. He's the Beatles.
Well, he's the
such a
original
good
Beatle,
writer.
yes.
He's a good writer. But like
Or was,
you know what I mean.
yeah.
I don't normally talk like that, but when you go back and you hear the music that he wrote and he sang, it's like, what's that song? He wrote. And I think Green Day covered it too. I forgot the name of it, but beautiful.
Okay.
I think by changing the industry, didn't you mention that they started pop or something? You told
Well,
me the other day
basically,
that,
I watched a documentary on Netflix, and one of their old managers, like really old manager, he's in the 80s or 90s now, but he said the Beatles, when they came to America, were the first real pop crazed group. And to me, it didn't really make sense until I studied some of their music. But you listen to songs like I Feel Fine, and then maybe turn into early Michael Jackson stuff after the disco era, then you kind of see a similarity in sound.
right.
So yeah, I guess being an innovator in pop is different. But for me, John Lennon, he invented revolutionary music. Let's name his songs. Power to the People, meaning let's fight the system. Imagine.
Imagine, yeah.
If that ain't political, I don't know what the hell is. That's saying, you know what? Let's not be too religious. Let's just try to love each other. Good Lord, right, like near the end of his life, he was doing concerts wearing army greens.
Right.
So, okay, next name. Okay. Next name was Britney Spears.
Okay. I grew up with her, so I have the CDs that she first started with, you know, the music. So I used to love her. Like, I'm still a fan. I listened to her before Christina Aguilera, before the Backstreet Boys. So I think she started that, like the poppy. I don't know how to explain it, but she was first in the public before everybody else came. She was first.
Well, actually, she was almost first. Backstreet Boys started a couple years before her, but
I heard her first for some reason.
Her songs got bigger first.
Oh, okay.
And to me, with her, they pushed her so fast. They took that.
Yes, they did. They did.
They put a little girl in a schoolgirl outfit that belonged on the adult channel. You know, I think it was her. The first cover, album cover, was her in a short skirt where you could see her underwear. That is not the image she should have had at that age.
Mhm.
Like, to me, I don't know, but she needs to, they needed to, I think the label, without dissing anybody, I think labels need to step back and see the person that's actually there. Like, for Christina Aguilera, look what they did to her. And off camera, off stage, she's as, she doesn't dress like, she's doing
the way they were dressing her. Yeah.
Exactly. She dresses in turtleneck, sweaters, sweatpants, jeans. She's a real farm girl, they call it. She's not the preacher's daughter type, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Because, you know, preacher's daughters, they like to show off.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because they can't do no wrong. Well, okay. So, we're going to play a song that I've never actually played on the radio of yours. I don't think I did. Here's Sabrina.
You mean of my song?
Yeah, because I always get requests for 2 or 3 songs, so.
There's a song called, do you have my One Chance song?
No, I don't. I only got 2 off your first album. I like
You can't ask?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can say ask.
Okay, I'll switch it up again. Here's Sabrina Fallah. I was asked. What she asked you to buy her album. Right now on Jungle 77.3.
You whom you hire on the verge of what you want to do. Your feet the fence they're on is new. Where do you land? Apprehension, not to mention you're a ball of nerves that can't relax. The fireworks way out of hand. Pace the floor, flip a coin, take a breath and see the signs over the rest of what you haven't done. Brace yourself, let it in, let it smash against your skin as you stand, waiting for the plan. Ask for help from more direction than men. The stars, a million questions, and ask for more. All you gotta do is ask. Frantic fluster on the bus, there's someone staring back. Irritation, aggravation in my head. Pins and needles, almost lethal, like a heart attack. When I crash, the cars that pass leave me for dead. Pace the flow, flip a coin, take a breath and see the signs over the rest of what you haven't done. Brace yourself, let it in, let it smash against your skin as you stand, waiting for the plan. Ask for help, for more direction. The moon, the stars, a million questions, and ask for more, ask forgiveness. Ask yourself if you're still in this. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask. Ask for help, for more direction. The moon, the stars, a million questions, and ask for more, ask forgiveness. Ask yourself if you're still in this. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask. Coming in last, all you gotta do is ask.
Where the music is wild and free and no monkeying around. You are in the jungle.
My heart has a history of hurting those who mean the most to me. Before you get too close to me, I think you ought to know. While other hearts are holding on, while other loves are growing strong, my heart has a history of letting go. The first time I looked into your eyes, I knew this moment would arise. I got a feeling you're the one, but my heart keeps trying to turn and run. The problem is this happens every time. And my heart has a history of hurting those who mean the most to me. Before you get too close to me, I think you ought to know. While other hearts are holding on, while other loves are growing strong, my heart has a history of letting go. Take this one kiss at a time. Maybe we could tame this heart of mine. I'm telling you the cold hard truth, I ain't ever been loved by the likes of you, and I ain't ever had this much on the line. My heart ought to know. While other hearts are holding on, while other loves are growing strong, my heart has a history of letting go. Yeah, my heart has a history of letting go.
Knick-knack, paddywhack, guess we are back. And here we go. No, I'm not going to be on the phone, and no, I'm not going to even talk on the phone. But here's Sabrina Fallah back with us once again.
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay, this is the Fat Albert Show. Hey, hey, hey. But all due seriousness, we're gonna keep this interview. We're gonna keep this show going as awesome. And she has something to answer. And I got something to ask.
Right.
Because time just goes way too fast when you're having fun.
Yes, time does fly when you're having fun.
So, I've been noticing your Snapchat. There's squirrels all over the place on there.
I'm very random on Snapchat, so.
So, when you post on Snapchat, what's with the squirrels all the time?
Pardon?
Why do you always post about squirrels?
Oh, squirrel. Oh, my babies. Oh, squirrels. I don't know what happened with me, but one day I just decided to feed the squirrels because everybody's saying, they're so mean, they ruin everything, they get into your house, all that crap. So I go and I put peanuts on my grass, on a plate so they can see it. And I have 2 plates because somebody told me if you're going to feed them, don't put 1 plate because they're going to fight. You know, I've seen squirrels fight, and it's not nice. It's like, why are they fighting over food? So I put 2 and I separate them. The first day I put the food out, 5 squirrels came. And I was like, are they really starving? Are they really not finding food? It's sad, you know? But I get chipmunks too, and oh my gosh, they are the nicest. The more you feed them, like for me, for example, today, I have a black squirrel, and I call him Blackie just because I just made a name for him. And he came up to my screen room, not too close, just to the step, sat there looking at me. And as soon as I said, do you want food? It got up and waited for me to feed it. Like, it's getting used to me, and I think it's the cutest thing. And I put it on Facebook. I put it on Snapchat for people to see it. And I actually have people telling me how do you do it? How do you get them to come to you? I've asked a lot of people how to do it, and they say it takes a lot of time for them to get used to you. And when they're comfortable, they come close. But some days they do get scared of you. But, like, of me. Like, today in the morning, they ran away from me, and I was putting food out. Something must have scared it. But, yeah, it's fun. And the chipmunks, they're like the cutest. I don't know why they're so small compared to squirrels, because their bodies are almost the same, but they're completely different. But the squirrels are. I like to feed the squirrels when I'm home doing nothing, really. Like if I just feel like I'm bored. Actually, maybe I should write a song about squirrels. That'd be funny.
It's a squirrely situation.
Blackie.
You got Blackie, you got Mikey, who is Whitey, he's away.
And there's also a gray squirrel. I had a lot of squirrels, but there's 2 squirrels. I really like my black one and my gray one. The gray one almost took the peanut from my hand. But what happened was when he was about to grab it, somebody on the other side of my house turns on his mower and scares the crap out of my squirrel, and he runs like a freaking bullet. Zoom! So, like, they get scared of everything. A bird flying, a bunny hopping, a bug, like, the minute I get them in my hand, they zoom off because of a sound. But I have to say this. If you ever see a squirrel close to you, look at their eyes, look at their face. They are beautiful. They are gorgeous. Like, they're the cutest little thing. Yes, I want a squirrel as a pet, but I know they're going to damage the house, so I leave them outside.
And they stink.
But I don't mind having a dog or a cat. That'll be great. But I know cats scare the squirrels off, and I don't know what dogs do to them. So, and talking about the squirrels, I had 5 raccoons in my backyard a week ago,
Yeah.
and I scared them off, and I'm like, I don't know where 5 raccoons came from. I turn around, I'm like, there's 5 raccoons in my backyard, and I'm banging on the window, running out. Shoo, 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 you're going to eat my babies. After 2 days, they never came back, but oh my God, I was so scared. It was like a family, and they were fat. Anyway, I can go on forever talking about this, so just so you know, if you want to. Yeah.
Okay, and this is just a fun question. If you could pick any arena in the world, in any city, where would you play?
Ooh. Well, honestly, if I would love to play in my hometown. So would that be, because they changed it. Is it still the Staples Center?
Staples Center? That's in Los Angeles.
Okay.
That's way. Okay. Ottawa used to be the Corral Center. I think it's the Canadian.
Corral.
I think it's the Canadian Tire Center now.
Why am I thinking of the States here? Okay. So
And
basically,
Wintertown.
where I saw. Yeah. So sorry, I meant Corral Center, but they changed.
I think it's the Canadian Tire Center now.
They're making it like, okay, it doesn't. It's not even a Canadian Tire store.
Well, no, but that's what pays the money.
Yeah. So that's where I saw Green Day twice. So I would first of all, I would want to play in my hometown, but if I had to choose away, I don't really know. Maybe New York.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
The Garden, baby.
That's funny.
Well, last night was a huge buzz. It was a boxer versus a MMA fighter. It was the biggest boxed pay-per-view fight since Muhammad Ali.
Right.
And to me, it was a real boxer and a UFC fighter in the biggest fight in a boxing match.
Right.
And personally, without me getting too critical, I think it was a little fixed. Because Mr. UFC kind of fell out a little too easy in my mind.
Oh.
Well, they each don't paid $150 million to fight.
Right.
So what the hell? What do they need to win for? Nothing. They just want.
Oh.
What it was
right.
is this is my take on it. It's my station. I can complain if I want to. My take on it was they wanted to be the first ones to have a boxer versus a mixed martial artist.
Right. Right.
Nobody could say they were the first ones now. Just those two. It could have been the crappiest fight in the world, but they did it. And I know you're probably not into that, but what's your opinion on something?
It's not that I'm not into it, just I've never watched it, so I have really, if there's a certain terms for certain things, it's like, I'm completely like I don't watch people wrestling or box. I've never really watched it. So what's the question you want to ask?
Like, like, for the publicity, do you think they were in the right mind to charge all this money on pay-per-view, do all this just for a stunt fight?
Do you think I think it's worth it?
And do you think that they should have charged all that? Because it was
okay. If you want my honesty, I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
Well, no, you won't.
But,
Not on this station.
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna be honest completely. Pay-per-view. I guess it's a company, or it's at a TV station you're talking about.
Well, pay-per-view. What it is a company that on your cable or satellite provider, you go to this channel and they'll make you pay to watch a movie or something.
Oh, no. I don't think for what you said, the stunt fight. No, I don't think you should be paying to see a stunt fight.
Yeah, because.
But if they want to make money from it, like a lot of people do, that's the money part of it, right?
Yeah. Obviously people ordered it, right? But,
yeah. Like, if I wanted to see that match, or boxing, or whatever it's called, I would probably not pay for that.
Well, yeah, each house paid $99 pay-per-view money to watch that. $99 for one show.
I think they need to start realizing maybe a lot of people can't afford that.
Like, okay,
like
Sportsnet charges $15 a month for 7 channels. In about 6 months from now, that fight's gonna be on that channel. Fight Network is $6 a month for that channel. And in about 2 weeks, that fight's gonna be on that channel for free. So, what I'm gonna do is wait till it's on that channel.
To me, it sounds it's all money.
So, smells like Dog King.
Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but thinking about the business side of it, I would be trying to find a way of watching it free.
Oh, a whole bunch of people did. Like they had bars have it here, and it was $10 at the door to get into the bar, which I'm fine with that. Because it's a cover
Going
charge.
into a bar is different because you're going to, and a bar always plays those things.
Yeah, and it's $10 cover charge or $15. Then you get drink specials, stuff like that. It's more entertaining that way.
Also, you're going where people are.
Exactly.
Too. You're going to the crowd of people interested in that. Exactly.
And
you're saving a lot of money too doing that.
Exactly, and altogether you have Android boxes now. What those are is you pay a license fee when you buy this thing, and then you don't pay a monthly fee at all, and you get free pay-per-views, all that stuff. People were getting that and streaming them on Facebook.
Oh my God.
So to me, you get this free on your TV or your computer, wherever you hook this box up at, and then all of a sudden, you go on Facebook Live, stream it live, your friends see it for free. There's about, I don't know, $100,000 at least that the boxing committee and UFC committee lost.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But deep down, I believe people deserve that. Because when you're charging that kind of money for a non-important fight, like seeing a boxer, that's a fight worth it. Okay?
I don't think they should be charging that at all for anything. I'm just saying.
Well, UFC, they legally have to charge it. Because the UFC...
I mean on pay-per-view.
Well, I know, on pay-per-view... No.
I think they should bring the price a bit lower.
They do on other events, but that one match was high priced. UFC has to charge for pay-per-views because it's a real fight.
Well, that's different.
Because UFC,
I
they
guess.
fight in a cage. People have died fighting in UFC.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh
my
there,
God.
there was no. I'm not going to describe what happened, but let's take a guy who went into professional wrestling. A guy, the first ever UFC champion, went to the WWE, WWF at the time, and he became a wrestler. Reason why he left UFC is because he killed a man in the ring, and he said, I can't do this anymore. Because, understand, you cannot be convicted in what you do inside that cage.
Oh.
Because
Wow.
back then, it was no holds barred. Back then, there was no rules. It was last man standing. Now they have rules. Now you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't choke. You can do a special choke, but you gotta make sure you
They can breathe. Yeah.
There's submission holds now. There's rules. Now they have a rule set in where if you hospitalize somebody, whoever puts you in the hospital, they have to have their insurance pay for it. Because, well, obviously committees like that really have went through the legal rigor as lawyers done after judges done after them, because that was one judge said you guys are committing legalized murder. You guys are killing people in that cage and you're condoning it. But yet you go out into these bars and go in the basement and these prize fighters are being arrested. They're fighting. It's no different than that. Why are they getting arrested and you guys aren't?
Mm-hmm.
And so they had to change their game style. And now there's more drug tests, all that stuff, which is a good thing. Because a lot of these guys were steroided up to the max. But enough about the fight. More questions. Okay. When you get into the music, producing, and recording, and stuff like that, do you agree that they give you a timeline?
A timeline to record?
Yeah, like they say, okay, you're starting to record this day, we need it, we're going to release it on this day.
I've never really been somewhere where they gave me a timeline unless I was still only there for a certain amount of time. But most of the producers I've worked with gave me, never had a limit, which is good, because if they say you only have this amount long, then I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to stress. No, I can't do it then. You know, the thing is, they give the vocalist more time than the band, from what I have dealt with.
Well, the
Because
band,
the band just lays
well, the
down the
band's
track
not
and then
easier.
they know everything. Yeah.
The band, all they have to do is all pick and play the guitar and play drums. You gotta have a
The
voice.
band knows the band knows their stuff, but the vocals is different. The vocals, you know, you wanna sound your
Normal.
best. Also, you want to like the product you're putting out. If you don't like the way you sound, then you have to redo it. So.
Yeah. I remember watching documentaries. He said I'm always watching Pat Benatar's documentary the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's when she recorded her, whatever, I think it's her second or third album. It was her Hit Me With The Best, the one with Hit Me With Your Best Shot was on that album. She had to do that take 65 times. Because she lost her voice, she was coughing, she was sneezing.
Oh no, what did they do?
They just kept it going. Take 2, take 3, take 4.
Oh my God.
See, back
That
then,
is awful.
all they did was rewind the tape and restart it. See, they didn't have a waste.
That is awful.
Why do you think, like, if you listen to some vinyls, if you listen to these certain songs or certain bands, you would have like 3 versions of that song in one track. Because they use the same tape over and over. So when you're recording over it, it picks up the old recordings too.
Well, we're lucky that technology has improved because now there's lesser strain on the vocals in the studio. And there is.
Yeah. And they got
There is a lot less.
They got great technology now too. Like for example, if you had this software app now, you could sit on this computer, record a full album at your leisure, produce it at your leisure, and put it out on a disc at your leisure.
Yeah.
And that's basically how you record now. Like if you go into studios now, it's mainly computer screens.
Of course, except what you have in front of you for the artist, the producer has the mixing board and the computer. Yeah.
Yeah, because they say the mixing board's easier on a computer. You got one keyboard. That's it.
Yes, and that yes, but some producers still use the big boards.
Well, yeah, the big board you can't beat that. But the big board's also on the computer screen as well.
Mhm. It is, but sometimes they want to do it
Manually,
hands,
yeah.
fingers, yeah. It's cool walking into the studio and seeing those things. It's huge. They're huge.
It is huge. I actually got to see one in Edmonton. There was a band called Temple of Honey.
Oh, okay.
And they produced in Edmonton, stuff like that. They're not that big. They were independent for a while. They got a small label. It wasn't that big. But I walked into the studio when I was at West Edmonton Mall. You would think, oh good Lord, there's a studio in a mall. What is this going to be like? You get down there and it's awesome. Like you would think you would hear everything in that mall. But they had it so soundproofed, you could even hear the roller coaster, which was just down the hall. Like, I was like, holy.
Every studio I've been in, depending on how big or small it was, every room was soundproof.
Well, they all are. Because
even the vocal booth.
For example, most studios have room A, B, C, D, for example. There's going to be times all 4 of those rooms are going at the same time.
Definitely.
So they have to always soundproof because you don't want, for example, you don't want Selena.
Yeah.
You don't want a country song coming through on your album. You know, nothing wrong with
That would be
country.
funny.
Nothing wrong with country, but it's not your style. And you don't want hip hop coming in on a country album. You know, which you're doing now. It's called crock. Or yeah, no, actually they called it crock, but it's actually crap, country rap. Well, rap is crap, I'll say that now, but actually, I think I have that song in hand somewhere. We're gonna tune up to see if I can get that to play. If I can't, I'll get it somewhere. Actually, I don't have it on here. But yeah, there's a song out there I'm gonna try to find. It's actually a pretty funny song. I'm gonna try to play for the listeners. This is the right version. They got a couple of them. That's live. Wow. Oh, I want to get this version. Maybe not. I wonder what. Yes, I still download music, but it's all legally allowed to. I don't use pirate music. I pay to pirate music. I got paid pirate radio. There you go. That's a joke, by the way. Nothing's pirated. I have to say that legally because somebody was like, "You pirate music?" But right now, we're gonna see if it. There it is. Here's a Kurt Hennig and the West Texas Rednecks. It's a wrestling song, but it's a gooder. Here's a little rap. Is crap.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Please make welcome to Music City, USA to perform their chart-topping single. With their killer new song, welcome Kurt Hennig. In the West
Texas
redneck
rap is crap.
And it goes like this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Country music, I love country girls. I like Willie Nelson, and don't forget about Merle. There's only one thing that I hate, 'cause it's a bunch of crap. I hate rap. I like NASCAR racing, Richard Petty's still the king. Yeah, they call me a redneck, but you know that's a beautiful thing. There's only one thing that I hate, 'cause it's a bunch of crap. I hate rap. Hey, Bobby. What? I said 51, that's 52. Bobby, come on, Bobby. There's only one thing that I hate, 'cause it's a bunch of crap. I hate rap. There's only one thing that I hate, 'cause it's a bunch of crap. I hate rap. Rap is crap. Rap is crap.
I'm like, did that ever happen?
Okay. We're back on the air. Okay, we're here live again with Sabrina Fallah. I had a mix up there. The microphone came on a little earlier than I expected it to. Nothing like live radio. I don't know what was said, but I'll probably hear it later. As you know, I did. The music was too loud until the end there. So we're safe. If I don't hear it, you don't hear it. Haha. Alright, we're talking about Sabrina Fallah and her music, industry, labeling, independent, whatever we want. Also, I learned by some research, she's one hell of a baker.
Yes.
She likes to make cookies.
I like to make my homemade chocolate chip cookies. And just so you know, when I make it, I have to try it. Because if I don't like it, nobody else can have it. So yeah. I haven't been making them recently. I've been trying to slow down on my treats. But when I do make them, because I make a lot of them, a batch, I give them to my neighbors or my friends, or to my family, of course. So I don't eat them all. I could though. But no, I'm gonna watch the weight. Definitely.
Oh, well, that's all up to you, obviously. A lot of guys would say
I'm a chocoholic. Okay, I can eat chocolate nonstop, but it goes to my belly. So
I don't think that would work, though. I don't think that would work. Hello, my name's Mike. I'm a chocoholic. What's it going to be called? A CA meeting?
I don't know.
You got Alcoholics Anonymous? Chocoholic Anonymous.
I'll never say no to chocolate. Depends, though. If I'm not feeling it, but normally if you put a chocolate cake in front of me, I'm most likely to take it.
Yeah.
I love M&Ms too.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with taking the chocolate and stuff like that. Well, unless you ate like a 4-pound chocolate cake to yourself, then there could be diabetes waiting to happen. But
yeah,
moderation's a good thing. It's like you're supposed to have a beer a day to keep you healthy. Not 12, not 10, 1. It's all moderation, so.
Yes, it is.
But this will be my final question, big question. When you feel the okay, before we were talking, like we did a special 3-hour show with you before. We were discussing a special show in Toronto featuring Dolly Parton, Tennille, and yourself. And I understand that a special song of Dolly Parton's will be sung. How do you feel? How do you feel being in a special recording arrangement to do with Jolene?
I'm excited. I've seen many artists cover that song, and I know that Miley Cyrus sang it with her, with Dolly, and
yes,
it's a song that I see Dolly likes to share with other artists, and I'm happy that she wants me to do it with her, to sing it with her, and I can't wait to see how it sounds, because I like to rock out and rasp. So maybe I can talk to her and see what she thinks. Hopefully she lets me tell her what I have in mind for the song. So, but either way, I think it's going to sound great.
yes, and it will always sound great to me because Jolene is one of the cult classics hits of all time.
Yes.
Country music, you have Jolene, you have The Gambler, you have, from the 90s, you have Standing Outside the Fire. Then you have a lot of Alabama stuff, like I Don't Want to Miss a Thing. People don't realize, people like we do, but a lot of listeners don't realize, the movie The Bodyguard, Whitney Houston sang that song, I Will Always Love You. That is a cover song. That is originally Dolly Parton's song.
Right.
And she went to Dolly and said, look, I'm doing this movie, they want me to do a soundtrack. Could I do I Will Always Love You? Dolly said, hun, if you don't kill it, use it. So as long as you don't butcher my song, it's all yours.
Well, true.
And what Dolly did is Dolly didn't really like that song originally. She recorded it because she needed space filler, they called it.
Okay.
So she's recorded it just to fill the last slot of the album. But, so it's safe to say she gave the song to Whitney Houston. Because she didn't really like the song as it is. It didn't suit her for who she was. And, other songs that came out, you got Blue Suede Shoes. Elvis didn't make Blue Suede Shoes. That was actually a cover song from the 40s. They just don't know who wrote it because he wasn't allowed to record that back then. So Elvis originated it. Okay, the song.
Oh.
Okay, and what people don't know about Elvis is he spent time in prison. Well, they know that. They spent time in jail with Johnny Cash. Him and Johnny Cash sat there for 10 weeks writing songs. And the top song was, when he co-wrote it with Johnny Cash, was Jailhouse Rock.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, it's the only one that made sense from a jail, right?
Exactly. I knew it. You were going to say Jailhouse Rock.
But yeah, you would think Johnny Cash wrote that song. But yeah, Johnny Cash and Elvis.
It's a very good song.
And one of these days you're going to have to YouTube John Fogerty or CCR because they sang songs like Fortunate Son, Bad Moon Rising, Centerfield, Well, he did not name, but John Fogerty said
Right.
sang Center Field. But John Fogerty, at the age of 12 years old, sat with Roy Orbison on the street because they lived on the same block, and they co-wrote Pretty Woman.
Wow.
So the guy who sings Fortunate Son, Center Field, Bad Moon Rising, Down Around the Bend, also is a co-conspirator to Pretty Woman. But as that being said, if you had to choose one cover song, not to sing, but pick any artist, any musician that sings a cover song, who do you think does the best one?
Oh. So I choose a band or an artist that sings a cover song, but that I think they do a good job of it.
What's your favorite one that someone does? Like, for example, mine would be Slade, Run, Run Away.
I'm trying to search the name of the song. Hold on. I think I found it. Working Class Hero.
Okay.
I think Green Day did a very good job of that because at the end of the song, they have John Lennon singing
Yep.
to end it. And that's my favorite version of the song. I think they really, really filled it up. But every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, it's beautiful. It's well done.
Well, when you saying then, don't you say that, I'm going to type in John Lennon here, and you'll be amazed at the songs that this guy wrote. Songs that you think that somebody else wrote. Okay, we all know that one. Stand By Me. Did you know John Lennon created that song?
Nope.
That's originally John Lennon. There's Working Class Hero right there.
It's a beautiful song, but especially when Green Day did
Yeah.
it, it's beautiful.
Well, Billy said, like, Green Day, well, I forget which one of them, but one of the band members has a dad that actually was friends with John Lennon in New York,
Oh, cool.
which basically got him into music. Because his dad would always talk about how John was a great performer and a great revolutionary. He was killed at the wrong time, and it was just a statement, and it was just a crazy guy that did it. So, he said he wanted to live a dream that no one else would live.
Yeah.
And he said that the dream he had was to live the revolution that John Lennon started. And that's how the Revolution Radio kick started.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, it was because of John Lennon.
Yeah. It comes together.
Yeah, no pun intended. What else did he write? Come together.
But I know Green Day has some songs that are Beatles influenced, so I can see that.
Yeah, like, it's like we talked about it before. The Beatles inspired a lot of bands. And without the Beatles, there wouldn't be
a lot of bands.
AC/DC for one. Rolling Stones for one. Metallica for one. They even said that at the concert. even if Pat Benatar, Joan Jett, Brian Adams, Coy Hart, well, Coy Hart maybe, but Coy Hart has good hits too. But John Lennon knew how to talk to the listeners. He knew in his songs how to reach each and one of you, one of us.
Yes, he did.
And, everybody blames Yoko, blames her to death. But I actually saw her and I mentioned myself and talked to her. She said her only wish for John that he got to do what he truly wanted. She said, as his wife, he deserved the life he wanted, not the life the Beatles or the label made him have. They separated not because of her. They separated because of the other band being selfish.
Oh.
They said they blamed Yoko, but Yoko wasn't the one turning down $3 million each. Yoko wasn't the one telling them, don't sign this label renewal, don't do this. It was Paul McCartney looking at John Lennon saying, why do you get more money than us? And John just said, because I'm the lead singer. Because John Lennon was original. Do you know how, okay, this is a cool story. Back in the 50s, there was a group. There was three guys. These three guys formed in a band called Renaissance in England. It was Mick Jagger, Eric Clapton, and the third one was John Lennon.
Oh, wow.
That's how John Lennon got into music, which were those two other names. And then, of course, John Lennon went on to the Beatles. Eric Clapton went on with Cream. Originally with Cream, and then later on he became Eric Clapton. And of course we all know about Mick Jagger. Don't want to know too much about that guy. He's, a little weird. But all due fairness, I want to thank everyone for listening in tonight. Sabrina Fallah to the radio for us has been an inspiration. I want to say this real quick before I play the last song. When we first started talking on the radio, the first interview, I was almost ready to quit the station. I was almost ready to say, the jungle's done, Flurry's done, and something changed, something clicked. I met her, and life changed.
Oh my God, don't make me cry.
And the radio became bigger and better because she inspired me to get better interviews. She inspired me to push a little more as a DJ. And this one's going out to Sabrina, as we all know, that she supports mental illness. So this is a little song that I helped create with a friend. It's Tupelo Honey with Not Alone.
You're beautiful, the way the tears run down your face. Too soon to know hate the sound of your own name. You're not alone. You're not alone. When no one hears you and the world's against you, you're not alone. Not alone. You're beautiful. It's all within your hands to change. Can't see clear.